Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Today I wanted to do a Pathfinder 2nd edition Bestiary 2 showcase video. There's a couple of different products that complement the Bestiary 2 really well that I've shown some in videos before. There's another one that I tried recording a review for, but I just wasn't mentally in the headspace to do it, and I wasn't happy with it, so I deleted it, and it's gone. It's never going to see the light of day. But it was sent to me by Paizo, and I definitely want to show it on video, so I'm going to do that here. And there's also an interesting new alternative to the Bestiary 2, sort of a different option that you can look at if you were looking to pick up or start collecting for Pathfinder 2nd edition. So the first thing here is just the hardcover book. There are two versions of it. This is the standard edition version. There is a special edition version as well, which I do not have. It has sort of more of like almost like a burgundy colored, like faux leather cover sort of aesthetic to it. With gold lettering and everything. They're really nice. Like the special editions are really nice. I have one for the Advanced Player's Guide. It's the only one that I have currently, but they are much more expensive. So that is something to keep in mind. Like in Canada, they start off like $90-something. The only reason I have the one that I do is because I had a bunch of store credits saved up and I cashed it in so that the book only cost me like $30 after I had all that stuff taken care of. So but, so that is an option if you're looking to collect sort of the high-end versions of the books. But this is the standard hardcover Bestiary 2. I've done a full video flipping through and giving my review of it, but we'll just sort of go through a little bit here again, just to show some of the interesting creatures and artwork that we have contained within. Again, just some awesome, creepy stuff in here, and just really fantastic artwork, I think, overall. I really enjoyed the Bestiary 2. This thing, I don't know why I keep flipping back to this one. Every time I open up this book, if I flip through it, I inevitably wind up on this page, and it's just with the brownie, and ugh. I don't hate the art, but man, it succeeds at being sort of off-putting and creepy for sure. But there's a lot of cool stuff in this book, a lot of fantastic artwork, and like I said, I think they did a really good job overall with this book. And there's a lot of awesome creatures in here, things that I was really looking forward to seeing the updated versions of. And some of the items, or some of the creatures contained in here, also seem to share commonality with the Pathfinder 1st edition Bestiary 2. It's not like creature for creature, the exact same things over and over and over again. But some of the more notable creatures are included in both. So it's kind of nice to see some of that translate over. Like we've got the, let's see if I can find it here. We have the Jabberwock, which I was told is from like Alice, Alice in Wonderland was the Disney movie, but like Through the Looking Glass, I think was one of them, was one of the names of them. So anyway, but a really cool creature. I love the design for it. I love the look of it. And it was actually on the cover of the Bestiary 2 for Pathfinder 1st edition. So it's just kind of neat that they, have some of the major, or some of the bigger creatures sort of in the same books as they come out for the different editions. It's sort of, it feels like a little bit of, nice cohesion. But there's plenty of new stuff in here as well. Just again, some awesome creatures. Some fantastic artwork, like I love the Scarecrow, just awesome stuff. So this is without a doubt an excellent addition to your Pathfinder 2nd edition collection. And if you're serious about running Pathfinder, if you're serious about being a game master for Pathfinder 2nd edition, then I cannot recommend getting the Bestiary books 1 and 2 enough. And Bestiary 3 is coming out in a little over a month's time, I think, from the time that I'm recording this video, like a month to a month and a half. So that's coming out soon. I'm really excited for that one as well. But for now, we're going to look at the Bestiary 2. So we have this here. The hardcover price for the Bestiary 2 is $49.99 US. The Canadian price is, it's around 60 something. I think it's like 62 or 6. There's different stores will charge different prices for it, obviously. In my area, it ranges from $59.99 plus tax to around $65 or $64.99 plus tax. Those are typical of the price range that we have there, but it's an awesome book, definitely worth picking up. So if you use miniatures at your table to keep track of monster and player character and NPC locations in battle, then the Bestiary 2 Pawn Collection is an excellent, excellent purchase. So the Pawn Collections are just a series of these cardboard tokens that you can use. There are no bases included in this particular product. They do come with the Bestiary 1 Pawn Collection, which comes in a box set. I think you can still get some of the bases like in packages. Just contact your local game store, see what they can get in. If they don't have the Pathfinder ones, I believe the Starfinder ones are still available, and they're the exact same things, just with the different branding on the bottom of it. So those are perfectly usable as well. Or if you have some of the first edition ones, first edition Pawn Collection boxes, they will have the bases in there as well. So there are alternatives to getting those bases, but they are not included in here. So if you do get this, make sure you have plans for how you're going to stand them up, be it the official bases or something else of your own design. But these are, again, these are awesome. It's an instant collection. Like, you get over 300 unique pawns, and many of them, as you can see, will actually have multiples. And the way that they distinguish them is they have, like, where their references or information is located here. You can actually see that it has different colors. So this one's red, green, I think that's like blue and purple. So you've got like the different colors there. So the lights are sitting is sort of weird. So from where I'm sitting, it's a little bit harder to tell. But yeah, so red, green, blue, and purple. So you got that sort of going for it. So this has practically all the creatures from the Bestiary 2 book. The only exceptions in here are that you're not going to find creatures that are gargantuan or colossal size. The largest ones that they have here would be ones that would fit on a huge base. It's just, I guess, a practicality thing. They would take up a huge amount of space. They would take up, like a colossal would take up a sheet by themselves. So again, you're getting 99% of what's in here. And most of the colossal things are just like the dragons, the different types of dragons at their ancient stage or great worm stage, which you still get the other age categories, so you can use them in a pinch. But again, you get the fact that you get 300 individual creatures to use in your game, 311 individual creatures, many of which will have duplicates or extras. Is an absolutely fantastic value, and for $40 US, or I think it's around $55 Canadian, it's an absolutely excellent price. And again, you get an instant collection. Just keep in mind, if you do get the Bestiary 2 Pawn Collection, you either want to have the Bestiary 1 Pawn Collection first, or have a plan to get the extra bases, at some point, around the same time that you purchase that. All right, so the next product that I want to show here is actually the one that I had tried recording a review for. It just did not go very well. So this is the Bestiary 2 Battle Card Set. Now this was actually sent to me by the folks at Paizo, and I do want to thank them for sending this to me, and I just want to apologize that I didn't get this video out, or I didn't get a video out on these sooner. Just 2020 was a rough year. The last few months of it were particularly harsh, so it just wasn't a good time to record videos. But we're getting better, so I want to include this in this video now. Now I'm not going to go through and show every single card in this video, but if you do want me to show the artwork on all of the Bestiary 2 battle cards, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to do that in a separate video. But let's just take a look here. So the Bestiary battle card series, I've already done the Bestiary 1 battle cards and the NPC battle cards, which were taken from the Game Mastery Guide. These are like cards that have the creature stats for, in this case, all of the monsters from the Bestiary 2 book. So anything that's in that book should be in this card set as well. And I've reviewed, like I said, the other two sets that have come out so far, the NPC cards and the Bestiary 1 cards, and both of those were amazing. Like, they're just awesome products, and I cannot say enough good things about them. If you want my review is that these are awesome, and you should definitely pick them up. I plan on using these even like in my home games where I'm running and have my books handy, I still want to use these cards because they are just that much easier and more convenient to use than having to pick up and flip through books, especially if you have different creatures from different parts of the books, or in a lot of realistic scenarios, different books altogether. So again, awesome stuff here. The retail price on this is a little bit more of an expensive product. It is $59.99 US. The Canadian price, I think, is around 75 Canadian. I think that's what most of the stores in the area seem to be charging for them. But you do get a lot in this. There's over 350 cards in this box, and these are like really just fantastic cards. So let me just show you here. Again, I don't even have them all opened as of yet because I just did like the review part, and it just wasn't going well. But let's just dump some of these out. Now, the first thing is the size of these cards is absolutely just awesome. Every single set that's come out so far, so the Bestiary 1 battle cards and the NPC battle cards, all use the exact same size of card, and there's the Bestiary 2 set, the exact same thing all over again. So it's just a fantastic, fantastic thing. On the sides of the box, actually, it does show advertisements for the Pawn Collection, which I'd shown off here. The Open Gaming License, which we're not too worried about. The NPC battle cards, which we've done a video for in the past. This is based off of the NPCs presented in the Game Mastery Guide. And here we have an advertisement for the Bestiary 2 book itself. So again, awesome stuff. So let's just move that off to the side here. So for the cards, we're just going to zoom in a little. So the first thing about these cards that I absolutely love, again, like I said, the size is great. The size is amazing here. I'm just going to go over sort of what the cards are formatted, how they're like laid out. And they're laid out basically the exact same way as the stat blocks from the rulebook, which is awesome. So here we have the Bythos or the Bethos Aeon. So we've got their character, like their creature level, their challenge rating level, I guess, whatever you want to call it. And so far, from my personal experience, the creature levels in Pathfinder 2e are pretty close in terms of how challenging they might be. So this might be a pretty challenging foe, even for a group of 16th level characters. But it's like they did a really good job sort of balancing those out, at least in my opinion. Like I've never felt like in Pathfinder, I've never felt like I could have a creature that's 6 to 7 levels higher face the party, and the party still have an excellent chance at winning. In Pathfinder 2nd Edition, I feel if I sent this, like for example, if I sent this after a group of like 10th level characters, I would feel like I was being a jerk to them. So that's just, again, it's good design on their part, I will say that. So here we have like the creature's name, we've got their traits. So this is an uncommon creature. It's lawful neutral, it's large size, and then it has the Aeon and Monitor traits. Those certain things may affect those. Underneath we have their perception, which is typically used for their initiatives in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. We also know that this thing has dark vision, which is included there as well with the visual sense. Whatever their languages might be, skills, their total modifiers on the skills that they would, I guess you'd consider they have training in. Then we have their stat modifiers. So they don't give you the stat number and the modifier. They just give you the modifier because honestly, for monsters, and even for player characters, you could argue that the modifier is the more important number, like the one that's used almost exclusively. So they just give you that. They just sort of cut out the number itself, like the stat number itself, and just give you the modifier, which is fine. Here we have a special ability as well, which sort of goes with the language thing there. So it's all included up there. Then we have their combat statistics. So we've got their armor class, their fortitude, or I guess maybe their defensive stuff here. So we've got armor class, fortitude, reflex, will saving throws. They also get a +1 bonus to all saves versus magic. Hit points, so they got the 245 and regeneration of 15. Whatever their weakness is, or if they had a resistance or immunity would be in that section as well. Confusing gaze, temporal, so again, just some of their abilities. Then we get their speed, so this is the offensive stuff here. So we got their speed, and their attacks, spell casting, and stuff like that they may have. The other thing that's really awesome about these cards is that if a creature stat block is too large to fit on a single card, they don't. They don't worry about fitting it on a single card. They don't take it out of the set because the stat block is too big and make you buy another set that has even larger cards than the other ones. They will actually use a second card. So as you can see here, this one says it's continued on card number 2. So on card number 2, we just get the rest of their abilities, which is, again, awesome. Love it. It's the way that it should be. So they did a really great job with that. And on the back sides of both cards, they give you the artwork so that you can, again, if you're just sorting through these, you will know that these two cards are meant to be used together because they're the same artwork. And they will indicate, obviously, again, you know, continued on card 2 and continued from card 1. So they lay that out really, really well. Another thing that I really like about these cards as well, this card set, is that they will actually utilize, once I find the example I was looking for. So there are certain card or certain creature stats that they may have the stats for in the rule book, but they don't actually necessarily have the artwork. This is typically done for things that are variants of a creature already listed. So what I'm going to show here, we've got the crawling hand and we have the giant crawling hand. Now the crawling hand in the rule book I'm not going to go through like the stat block or anything, but here we have the page with the crawling hand on it. And you can see the crawling hand and the giant crawling hand all on this one page, but they've only got the one piece of artwork for it. They just have like this one sort of desiccated purplish crawling hand shown. So what do they do for the cards? Well, we've got the crawling hand. So we've got that artwork there. So, you know, they could have taken a couple of different ways out. They could have just used that same art, again, because it's a crawling hand. So, you know, they could have done that. And, you know, if they had done that, I still would have understood. They could have just had like a placeholder image or like a standard generic image or just like a logo for it because there was no art in the book. But what they do with the Pathfinder ones is that they actually will just include new art, which is, again, just fantastic. And so that even goes to things like the different dragons types, for example, will have different artworks for the different age categories, even if they only have like the one artwork in the rulebook, which I showed in the original Bestiary Battle Deck one. So the fact, like I said, you know, they don't have the art in the rulebook, they will still put something on there that represents the creature rather than just recycling the same image that they did for the base creature or having nothing, which, you know, again, is kind of a crappy thing, and I really don't like it. So the fact that they actually will have additional artwork, even if it doesn't appear in the rulebook for these cards, is just fantastic and amazing. And one of the reasons, again, why I cannot recommend these cards enough, because they're just that level of like attention to detail, or, you know, if it just feels like they're going above and beyond by doing that. And I cannot express my appreciation enough. Like when you buy the card set for the monsters for a specific book, you want them all to be there and you want them to be represented. You want to be able to show your players the artwork of what these things look like when they're fighting them, which is one of the marketing points that these sets typically have. So they did a fantastic job with that. They absolutely nailed it. All right, so that's going to bring us to the last thing that I wanted to speak of here today when it comes to the Pathfinder Bestiary 2. The day that I'm recording this will be the night before this gets uploaded. I received my copy of the Bestiary 2 Pocket Edition. So this is the softcover rulebook. This is the smaller, more It's the exact same book, but what it is scaled down from the original hardcover. But I've talked about these before. I love them. They're awesome. They're great. So I just wanted to show this one off just a little bit. And again, if you've never seen any of the pocket editions before, I'll just sort of show you here real quick. A side-by-side, so you can see that it's obviously a smaller product. The retail price is usually about half of the price of the hardcover. So this is $24.99 for the pocket edition versus $49.99. So $50 for the hardcover, $25 for the pocket edition, which is great. But everything else inside the book is the exact same in terms of page format, layout, page reference numbers for everything. So if you buy an adventure or a product that refers you to, say, page 106 of the Bestiary 2, it doesn't matter if you have the pocket edition or the hardcover, page 106 is going to have the exact same thing on it regardless. So that's really, really awesome. The pocket editions as well will typically incorporate any errata that has been released for the product up until the point where they begin like production. They have to send off the final, version for production. So that's something, again, that's really useful to know because I am awful at keeping up with the errata. I don't even know if there's errata for Bestiary 2. I'm sure there probably is. So there, that would be included as long as it wasn't something that was just released in like the last, week or a couple weeks or so or a month or so. It should be in there. It might be a little bit further back than that where the cutoff is, but it's still, again, nice to have, that information incorporated into these books. So, that's fantastic there. The one drawback is because it is scaled down to be the exact same. Everything that's in the hardcover is the exact same place, exact same, everything of the format, the layout stays the exact same. The one downside is that it does come with smaller print. So if looking at small text, trying to read it, if it causes you eye strain or headaches or discomfort, then I would recommend sticking with the hardcover. But the pocket edition is great for a couple of different reasons. The first one is obviously the price. It is half the price of the hardcover book. So if you are on a budget, which with the way that 2020 was and the way that 2021 is still, continuing to be, at least till this point, it is very, very likely that most of us are on pretty tight budgets. So if you're looking to purchase something a gaming book or gaming product to sort of, get you through these tough times, which I totally understand, these pocket editions are great for that. They're a great way to get into some of these books. There's also really great for players, beginners, like people that are just getting into role-playing games now with maybe something like the beginner box, which is typically aimed towards a younger demographic anyway, like, again, younger individuals just getting into tabletop RPGs. So these pocket editions present, again, an affordable version of the core rulebooks or the hardcover rulebooks for those youths that may have part-time jobs but still want to get some new products for their their new favorite hobby, hopefully. So these are a great next step after the beginner box came out. So they're great from that as well. If you just have limited space and you don't have room to store all these hardcovers or your bookshelves, or you just don't have the clearance for some of the hardcovers, or you're just like me and you're running out of space for I don't need any of this stuff, then the pocket editions are great for that as well because they're a little bit more compact. They're lighter, so it's easier to carry more of those to your once gaming conventions or local game stores start hosting events again when everything's safe to do so. These are the books that I would take with me over the hardcover. So absolutely love these products. So I just wanted to again, this is something that just came out within like the last couple of weeks, I think, from the time that this video is being recorded, and I love them. I love the pocket editions. I can't say enough good stuff about them. But anyway, that was my look at the Bestiary 2 and sort of the offshoot products, and just sort of, again, raising awareness that these things are out there, and giving you a little bit of an idea of what some like the Bestiary battle cards, for example, where I didn't do the individual review video, you can at least see some of the way that those are done. If you want to see me show the artwork on all of the cards in that set, let me know in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to do that as a follow-up video, but just again, the Bestiary battle cards, they're awesome, they're great, and I can't recommend them enough. Just high quality product that Paizo really sort of understands what I think their consumers want when it comes to these accessories, and they did an awesome job. The pocket editions, again, fantastic deals. Great way to get people into the hobby. Again, can't say enough good things about them. Pathfinder Second Edition, I'm really loving it so far, and just goes to show you how many complementary products you can get out there that are again high quality and well worth owning. To go with just a single book release. Just awesome stuff. So let me know in the comments below what are some of your favorite creatures from the second edition Pathfinder Bestiary 2. If you've been using the battle cards in your games or the pawn collections, or if you just picked up the pocket edition. Let me know in the comments below. I always love to hear your guys' feedback. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thank you once again to Paizo for sending some of these products out to me for the purpose of making these videos for. Again, I apologize that it took me as long as it did to get a video with the Bestiary 2 battle cards out there, but hopefully understand it was just not a good time personally to try to get that stuff done. But yeah, things are looking up. So thanks again for watching, everyone. I appreciate your support, and until next time, take care.